Alright, so back for another night of Gothic. I realized yesterday, when I went back and looked at the footage from the last several hours, that I was having a weird flickering texture issue type of thing anytime I went into forests, or that time I was in the free mine, and I think it was happening somewhere else as well, but I was getting crazy flickering, like flickering textures and a bunch of weird stuff, and oh my goodness, these textures are back to being all weird and green. I thought I'd fix that too. But I was having issues with flickering textures, and including like my character model and some trees and things like that, which was really weird, and that didn't show up at all. I was not seeing that in the game at all, and it was not showing up in my test footage. I presume just because my test footage didn't go into those areas. And so I think I fixed the issue. It might still happen a little bit, but if it does, it's going to be far less severe than it was before. So to demonstrate, I'm going to use the developer console here to skip past that door. And I'm just going to run through the forest and kind of show you what I think should be fixed. So I ended up completely uninstalling all the mods and patches and uninstalling the game and just starting everything over from scratch. Of course, I saved my held onto my save files to make sure that I kept my progress, but I basically started over, and I'm now running the complete vanilla game in terms of graphics, except that I do have the system pack modifying the resolution. Oh, see, that was a faceplant that I neglected to strafe through. So now this is the original graphics of the game, but with higher resolution, so it's running at 1080p widescreen instead of 4:3, whatever the old max resolutions were. So I still have the player kit, the system pack, and the 1.08K patch installed, but I completely uninstalled all the components of DirectX 11 and the texture pack just to double check and make sure that nothing weird was going on. So we're back to vanilla, and I think this should be yet another good look. Oh, there, I saw a little bit of flickering in the distance there in the mountains. In fact, it kind of looks like that mountain right up where my sword tip is. It looks like there's something just not rendering there at all. That's a little weird. But for instance, here's yet another look at this forest texture thing that I'm talking about. So you can see there it's kind of fading out and then shifting further back into the forest as I get closer. Alright, so I think for today, I'm at a point where I can finish the game in this session, because there's not a whole lot left to do. I think all I really have to do is recharge the Sword of Yggdrasil, which I'm currently wielding, and then go fight the Sleeper. And I don't think that's going to take too long. There might be like an extra step or two somewhere in the middle that I've forgotten about, but this shouldn't be too long. So I don't think there's anything else that I really need to do at this point. Like, I could run around and beat up all the NPCs in the new camp and the swamp camp just for the XP, but I don't really want to deal with that. That's kind of time consuming, and I don't necessarily need the extra XP. So I'm just gonna set up to go continue the main quest here. So to do that, I have to warp to the new camp, and I believe Milton is inside the Water Mage's headquarters waiting for me. There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
See you later.
Before I do this, actually, I do wanna stock up on potions from Riordan.
Show me.
Because after doing this portion of the main quest, I will... The mages will be angry with me. This is probably overkill. I really don't need to buy all these potions. I have so many, but you know what? I got nothing else to spend my money on right now, so let's just go ahead and do it. I got 3 troll fists here. That's gonna be worth a lot of money. 2 barbarian's fists, 1 warrior's voice. I got 4 revenge steals. Would you look at that? That brings it to 10,040. That means I can afford quite a few more of these. 11,200. Alright, so now I'm up to 500 more. Whoop. I somehow really miscalculated this. $750. Alright, that's whatever, that's fine. Alright, so now I can talk to Milton.
Milton, I need your help.
What's up? How can I help you?
Let's go somewhere where we can talk.
Fine. Follow me.
Let's do it. Someplace a little more private, if you know what I mean.
Now tell me, what is it?
I need the magic powers of the ore mound, and I don't think it would be a good move to ask the other magicians of water.
You're joking.
This is no time for jokes. I'm deadly serious. I've seen Zardas, the necromancer. I'm working under his orders.
Zardas? You're beginning to scare me. Nobody has spoken to him since he left the old camp.
I have.
What do you need the powers of the ore mound for?
I want to transfer them to this sword here.
Wow, what a weapon!
Its name is Eurytziel. Zardas gave me this magic spell to carry out the transfer. You will have to recite it while I bring the sword and the ore together.
It looks as if I only have to read out this spell. But we'll get into trouble with Saturus and the other magicians.
We'll have to take that risk. It really is very, very important. Important for all inhabitants of the colony.
His voice change?
I don't understand.
It will get us out of here. You have to trust me.
All right. After all you have done for us, I trust you completely. Besides, it seems Zardas trusts you as well. Meet me down at the ore mound and don't tell anybody.
Good. Let's meet at the ore mound.
I just
See you
realized my
there.
TV is still on, so that might be getting picked up by the microphone. I'm not sure. Well, I just turned that off, so now we're back. And... but yeah, it sounded like the nameless hero started just randomly talking in a loud... It sounded like he just started randomly talking in a loud whisper. Oh dear. So that's gonna be... oh goodness, I'm just falling everywhere. And here's more broken green textures. I don't know why that's happening. I would have thought that uninstalling everything would have fixed it.
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
Alright, I think I just gotta sit around here and wait for Milton to get down here. I think wasn't there... I came down here earlier, and I think there was a guard standing here. It's just conveniently not here anymore while I do this. Oh. Oh, that's even worse. This game, I don't. I fixed the flickering textures, I think, and now I've got like this broken thing. So this is supposed to be like a metal grate that just looks up into the center area of the hollow in the new camp. So this is the area where Kronos patrols around with those stone slabs, but instead of seeing through the grate, we're just getting like this weird warping of craziness. I feel like I'm on a drug trip right now. Oh my goodness. Alright, where's Milton? I need to get out of this broken area.
Some people never learn.
Have you got the sword and the spell?
Yeah.
Here, take the spell. Are you ready?
As ready as one can be for this crazy plan.
Then let's do it.
Once again, the FMVs don't scale to full screen. And this is a rather amusing cutscene. Like, what is that? Why is that so... Why is it so comical? There's no dialogue.
It's done.
Unbelievable. The plain gray gem is shimmering bluish now.
Better not go rushing into
I would
anything.
like to be in his shoes, though. You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Alright. Okay, that's
That
enough.
won't happen again.
That's a good sign. The magic powers of the ore mound really seem to be in the old sword now. But our little operation here seems to have attracted some attention. You should teleport yourself directly out of here.
What about you?
Don't worry about me.
I'm not
I'll
listening
think
to
of
all
something.
blathering anymore.
Go now.
Alright, so I'm pretty much near the end of the game. I just entered the final chapter. Game's got 6 chapters in it, and this is the final one. So I think all I really have to do is go to the dungeon, the final temple, and fight the final boss.
Something else instead.
Hello.
So watch what you tell people.
I wouldn't
See you
want to
later.
be in his shoes, though.
Well, there was a time when
Now
things
the
would have gone
water mages are all gonna attack me, and
That's how it goes.
the music stopped playing, which is kind of annoying. Oh, no, there it goes again. So I'm just gonna run up and see how badly they hit
There
me
was a
for.
time when things would have gone
I think everybody else in the new camp will still be fine, and it's just the water mages will be mad. Okay. So they hit pretty hard. And with this ice block, I can't move at all. And interestingly, they didn't kill me. Normally magic spells kill you. I don't know why I didn't get killed. But we do have this, like, chain lightning thing. Chain lightning graphic is glitched out. Huh. I'm assuming they're gonna attack. Okay, there we go. that was kind of a delayed effect. So, as Milton says, there's not an easy way to get out. that way, so I'm just gonna warp out of here.
That's how it goes. Listen.
And here in the swamp camp, I just leveled up, so I've got another 10 skill points that I want to spend increasing my mana with Bal Kadar. And then I think I'm just gonna start popping all of the stat potions I have, because there's no way I'm gonna hit max
What do you think?
on any of my stats, so may as well just start using them now.
I would like to learn how to increase...
The power of your...
I want to...
And we did enter a new chapter, so once again, usually the merchants restock their inventory with new things, but this being the final chapter, I don't think they actually have anything interesting in their stock, if they even did get new stock at all. Let me go check Darien and see. Because I think I beat him up and stole all of his loot, so this will be an easy way to
Let's
tell
talk about
if there is any restock happening in the 6th chapter.
Okay, let's.
I'd like to...
Good.
Okay, so yeah, there's no substantial restock happening. So to pop all my stat boosting potions, here's a dexterity potion.
something about that story.
Here's a mana potion, another mana potion.
The issues, though,
Actually, you know what?
have been cleared up ages ago.
That mana did put me over the limit. But again, like, I need to get 16,000 XP before I can level up again. And that's not gonna happen until I'm inside the Sleeper's Temple.
That's ever likely to change.
And at that point, I don't want to bother warping out and having to go all the way back in, so this is pretty much it for me.
Thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Yeah, I could have maybe gotten a little bit more if I had waited for another level up to start chugging those, but like I say, this is near the end of the game, and I don't want to have to run around, and I'm not going to deal with min-maxing in the final stretch of the game. Let me see, I just want a bed to sleep in.
Rely
And then,
That's how it goes.
because I don't think Gazardus has a bed in his tower. It does give me a whopping 17 dexterity, which is enough to equip a slightly better bow that I won't ever use. If I can scroll all the way down to my bows. Here we go, getting close. Alright, so what can I equip with 17 dexterity? I can equip a field bow. That's kind of cool, I guess. I also have 90 strength. And I think I still have all my defensive rings and amulets on. Yeah. Should have 2 rings of greater invincibility on. So yeah, with 90 strength, that should be enough to equip some of the better two-handers in the game. Which I think at this point are now being completely outclassed by Eurytziel now that the power has been restored. Okay, getting close. So for 90, I can equip Inos's Rage, which is the looks like the best two-hander of the normal weapons. Of course, Eurytziel still does 10 more base damage, and it adds 30 fire damage, so of course, we're sticking with Eurytziel. But Let's go warp to Zardus and see what he has to say. I think this is where I have the opportunity to turn Eurytziel into a magic rune, which could be beneficial considering I am a mage, but we'll try that out first. These bookshelves are green too. Why are so many textures green now? It's like I fix one problem and two more occur.
Greetings.
I'm seeking...
Okay, so... Zardus' inventory hasn't really refreshed with anything too exciting. He does have Army of Darkness. That's kind of a cool spell. I'll buy some of those. I'm gonna way overpay here, but whatever, I don't care. I've got more money than I need.
I've reactivated Eurytziel.
It's incredible. The sword has regained its former powers. Now you have a really powerful weapon.
You said there might be a way for me to wield Eurytziel, though I'm a magician?
Look closely at Eurytziel. You'll notice the big blue jewel in the blade. It contains the magical powers of the blade. If I remove the jewel, I'll be able to create a magic rune, which contains the attributes of Eurytziel itself.
A magic rune made from Eurytziel?
In battle, the rune will be as powerful as the sword. But don't forget that only a magician of the Sixth Circle will be able to control such a powerful magic rune.
So I'm gonna try out this rune.
Greetings.
Remove the jewel from Eurytziel.
This decision is final. Do you really want me to remove the jewel?
Well, yeah, that's why I saved.
Yes, do it.
Since it's what you want, here, take the empty sword and the rune.
Alright, so the rune is... the rune is somewhere in my... Here it is. Wave of Death. Costs 10 mana and does 200 damage. And I can't equip it because I got too many runes equipped. Goodbye. Chain Lightning? Goodbye, Chain Lightning. Now that says Ring of Death. Alright. Unfortunately, I don't think anything down here has respawned for me to actually try it on. Ooh, the cool thing is that I do have just barely enough strength to use Inos's Rage if I do go with the rune route. So it's kind of like Rain of Fire, but it does twice as much damage. You know what? A fun way to test that out would be to warp to the swamp camp and kill a bunch of those folks.
slowly, you've won.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I'd rather just have the beefy sword. It's a fairly powerful spell, but it's such a long wind-up, and it seems to be relatively close range to the point that it's almost prohibitive to use it. Because, like, the whole point of magic is being able to hit them from a distance, and if you have to be close enough that they can aggro you, then it might not be worth it at all. Alright, see, let's try to hit these Templars. Okay. It does actually hit them. But, for instance, did it get Fortuno? It did not. Oh, okay, that was interesting.
Clear winner, I'd say.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna stick with the sword.
Greetings.
So that just leaves the sleeper. Oh, and I think Earthshack gets mad at me for some reason. Maybe not now, but I could have sworn there's a... Maybe it's... Oh, it might be Gothic 2. Yeah, Gothic 2, he gets mad at you. I think because of basically what you do in Gothic 1. Or some event in Gothic 2. I mean, I did just murder, like, all of his friends and family. So, you'd think that would be cause enough for him to get mad at me. Always do a save outside a loading zone. And onward. And once again, this is another section of the game where it's just pointless running. And I kind of wish there had been some sort of shortcut here, because it's a little boring just kind of running through here. I mean, looks like there is some respawn. The lesson learned is that the charged Uritseal is still not as good as the Claw of Beliar. Because I love that the Claw of Beliar from Gothic 2 will zap enemies through their defense. So they don't have to deal with those enemies like constantly backing out and defending and taking 0 damage. This might ultimately do more damage, but the fact that the claw will bypass or negate some of that damage is a major boon. Yeah. Alright. Time for the rematch. Okay. I could just walk past him. I don't know. I think they're like, is there supposed to be dialogue here? Where he says something like, and then I get to retort, haha, I have the power. Like, clearly he's supposed to fight back. He's just, he's not even... Oh, man. Breath of Death. Now that might be more exciting than getting the Eurythial spell. So, I don't think there's any undead that I can... Maybe there's like a random Temple Guardian. So, let me equip Breath of Death. Oh, and I also want to get that Army of Darkness spell equipped. I do have that somewhere, don't I? Here it is. Yeah, I don't know that it would be a mod or a patch. I mean, I guess it could be. But I went and uninstalled a bunch of things, and I'm basically running the vanilla game now with just the 1.08k patch, the player kit, and the system pack. Which I suppose those could be screwing with him. Like, clearly I've been having some graphical issues even after resetting everything, but... Like, I was apparently running into major issues on yesterday in my stream and the recording where I had a lot of flickering textures randomly that I didn't see in game. And uninstalling those patches seemed to have helped. But then I was still getting a lot of random green textures for like household furniture things, and when I was in the ore mound looking up over that grate was giving me weird blurry texture too, so I don't know. See, he's burning. If this were Dark Souls, I would backstab him, and I didn't even need to attack him. Alright. So with all of the swords from each of the 5 undead shaman, we open these up. It seems like there should be a sound effect here, like a ka-chink, or like a clicking sound to say, hey, you did a thing, but there's no audio cue. That was a little weird. Oh, my light is gone. This doesn't seem right. The camera appears to be zooming in from all the way at the entrance of the level and just clipping through walls to get up to where we are currently. Boy, that was bizarre.
We don't have much time, so listen carefully.
How did you...
The sleeper is not far. I had to use all my powers to get here. I have translated the Orcus prophecies and discovered what the 5 hearts are about. The 5 hearts of the priest you defeated were placed in 5 shrines. These shrines may be opened, but only the ancient blades carried by the priest can harm the hearts. Now you must pierce the hearts with the 5 blades. Only thus will you be able to drive the sleeper from this world.
I understand.
Hurry, for the awakening of the archdemon is nigh. The crazed Kor Kalam and his misled disciples are here. They have gathered in the hall of the sleeper.
I've bled enough. Nobody can stop me now.
The might of the sleeper is growing stronger and stronger. I cannot.
What's wrong with you?
I must.
Time for sleep. Okay. I think this is where there's like a ton of random potions. Somewhere. There's probably nothing up here. And now to, yep, here's where all the end game potions come in. As I pull all of these potions out of these mummies' rib cages. Yeah, like by this point in the game, it's like the game is almost over, and it kind of feels like this is it's almost like a catch-up mechanism where if you somehow got here without having leveled up sufficiently, it's almost like they're saying, here, have some free stats to make the final boss easier. Just kind of weird. It's just weird that there's so many of them here. Like, that one hallway, I've got plus 60 health, plus 40 strength. Oh my goodness. And I still haven't looted this other one. It's so many potions. Yeah, I think I can only imagine that. Actually, no, maybe not. I was gonna say that like this game, the only way that I think you could be somehow under-leveled is if you just literally do nothing but the main quests. But this game gives you so much experience along the main quest line, and you don't really miss that much if you ignore side quests, because there aren't a whole lot of side quests, and if that's the case, and you're only really missing out on hunting the wild animals, which I don't think would give you that much XP, maybe 2 or 3, maybe like 4 or 5 levels. Yeah, that could do it if you're, like, spreading your training out too thin. Alright, so let's pop all these. So that's going to be quite a lot of extra strength coming up. 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 70, 76 strength right there. Actually, let me... Oh. Alright. Is this so much extra potions? Okay, now the dexterity ones. Notice they're giving me significantly more strength than dexterity. Yeah, that's actually pretty much what I did. Mastered... Well, I don't think I mastered level 2 sword training, but I did get those free digger pants from the new mine. And I think the very first thing I did was to train one-handed sword combat, because that just seems to make far more difference to me than anything else. Because you can have a lot of strength and equip stronger weapons, but you're still gonna control really, really clumsily, and that is probably worse than not being able to do enough damage. I mean, I guess with the way the armor system in this game works, if your damage isn't high enough, you're gonna do literally 0 damage. But even still. So now I have the demon bow, and I still have really crappy accuracy with it. Oh. The Apocalyptic Temple. I think he's stuck. Can't really see because my body was blocking me, but it looked like he got stuck. And there's the sleeper who kind of glitched out of rendering for a second and might still be permanently glitched. I feel like that happens a lot where he just disappears and stops being rendered. So he might be invisible this whole fight, unfortunately. I think there's one more Templar over here that I don't really need to kill because it's kind of out of the way, but, you know, just in case. Oh, I missed. See, like, even as a max level mage, having learned the 6th circle of magic, like, in this game, being a warrior with 90... Well, I started with 90 strength, and I ended up with 158. Basically, strength just dominates everything at this point of the game. Now I think it's time for a chat with Korkalon. Let me get my light up. I like having that light out. Maybe the sleeper will render if I get close enough, which just happened. Okay. Cool.
At last, we meet again. My master has already told me of your arrival. He can sense that you are near.
I'll soon be nearer to him than he would like me to be.
We will not let you foil our plans. The world is about to witness the awakening of the Redeemer, and nobody can stop him. All the infidels out there will pay the price, and you shall have the honor of being the first to pay! Sleeper awaken!
Alright. And now to run away and summon an army of darkness. Or 2 or 3. I thought this would have also summoned a demon, but I guess not. So now I have... Oh, and I'm being immolated by Korkalon. So now I have an army of skeletons. Who are all kind of glitching out, it looks like, but they're gonna run in and distract all those guys. I believe I can summon multiple stacks of this spell to have multiple armies of skeletons out. I have so many skeletons. Alright, go get him, Skellies. He's right there. Go get him. Okay, this might have been a bad idea, actually, if they're gonna, like, not be able to attack him. Boy, that was, like, anticlimactic. Korkalon ran into a wall, and my army of skeletons just kind of stood there. Do I have a Summon Demon scroll? 'Cause that might be good to... I have... No Summon Demon? I have no Summon Demon scroll. That's unfortunate. I should have bought some of those from Zardis. The screen is still flickering. Am I flickering? When I went back and looked at the footage from yesterday, I noticed that I was getting a lot of that in the forests and inside the free mine. Okay, well that's really unfortunate. I thought I had fixed it by uninstalling everything, because it seemed to work fine in in my test recordings. Oh, I'm attacking my own skeleton. I'm just gonna let these guys do all that, and then I'm gonna go fight the sleeper, basically. Oh, I might have to kill these guys if they're gonna be this distracting. Yo, these skeletons might have been a horribly bad idea. And so the idea with the sleeper here is he's got the 5 hearts of the 5 undead shaman that he harvested or whatever, so I have to go and stab those hearts with each of their swords. And I think each time I do, I'm going to get a demon lord spawn while the sleeper shoots fireballs at me and these novices that I haven't killed continue to pester me. But my skeletons are really not doing much to help my cause. I was really hoping those skeletons would just, like, obliterate these things, but I don't think the skeletons are even, like, doing anything. Like, they're all stuck behind that pillar. Oh, I'm attacking my skeleton. I want to attack something else. Ah! This is where it becomes really problematic, because now I can't target the Templars. Or the novices. Are they even damaging it? Like, I can't tell because I can't target him. Oh my goodness. This is the most awkward thing ever. I got a target. And then I lost it. Yo, screw it. I'm just gonna rain of fire this, like, I'm tired of dealing with this. Like, the weird thing is that the flickering doesn't show up on my screen at all, so I don't know why that's happening in the stream and my recording. Alright, now I can have some peace around here. Alright, so now I just basically go repeat that process on the other 4 hearts. I've still got more of these novices here. There's so many of them. And the sleeper is, of course, shooting me. There's the second heart. I'm gonna get shot with a fireball. And spawn a demon. Run away so that I don't get fireballed constantly. demon's a little slow catching up. Get out of the inventory. I got kind of stuck in the inventory there. I think the Demon Lord might have gotten hit by one of the Sleeper's fireballs. So this is a kind of a novel attempt at a final boss, but it's not executed very well, because it's really kind of easy, especially because they give you so many of those potions right at the start. But like the Sleeper itself poses no real threat, and it's pretty easy to just, yeah, like it's pretty easy to just, okay, that's even, yeah. So now the demon is attacking the Sleeper. This is almost like the Dragon God in Demon Souls, or it's just like a stupid puzzle boss that poses no real challenge. It's like, I don't even have to fight those demons. I can just let the Sleeper hit them, and then they'll aggro the Sleeper. His own demons backfired on him.
When the Sleeper was banished into his own dimension, I returned to daylight. The magic barrier had fallen. But for me, the adventure had only just begun.
And so that's Gothic. That ending also gets kind of retconned at the start of Gothic 2. But that ending's a little disappointing, because it would have been cool to leave and see some of the resolution of defeating the Sleeper. But I guess I understand why they would do that, just end the game after the final boss. Because that's just kind of what you do in games, you play the final boss and that's it. And it might have also been just way too much to go back and radically alter the colony for, you know, for like an epilogue of sorts, but still would have been cool to have at least a cutscene showing the barrier go down, and, you know, should go back and show some of the major characters doing things. So yeah, this is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's got some rough spots in it. It was really rough to begin with when it first came out, in terms of the controls and the polishing, the localization, a lot of weird rough patches in the game. But it's a diamond in the rough. I love it, even though it kind of pisses me off sometimes when things don't work right. So I guess that'll be it for this playthrough. I am planning to get Gothic 2 going and do a run through on that. And possibly Risen afterwards, or maybe Risen instead of Gothic 2. I think at this point my mind is set on Gothic 2. But I've only played Risen once, so I kind of need to get around to replaying that. But either way, with Gothic 2, I'll need to get it installed and patched up, and I'm probably going to try some of those graphics mods on Gothic 2 and see if they're any more stable than they were in the first Gothic. Oh, hey, Peter Molyneux and George Lucas are in the thank you. I just kind of randomly started paying attention, and I saw 2 names that I recognized outside of the PB team. So yeah, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Slan, it's been cool having you in chat for these last couple of nights. And the game just shut down automatically, so you might be staring at my desktop right now on the stream. Maybe not. Maybe it's a black screen. But yeah, so thanks for watching. And I'll be getting to Gothic 2 soon.